So the example of sports tourism that I chose was distance running tourism in Flagstaff, Arizona. This is an example of active sports tourism because distance runners and other endurance athletes choose to travel to Flagstaff in order to run and to improve their endurance capabilities, as well as live among other endurance athletes, oftentimes for months at a time. So, background of Flagstaff, it has about a population of 77,000 and it's located about an altitude of around 7,000 feet. It's a picturesque city located in the Ponderosa pine forests in north central Arizona. It's about an hour and a half drive to the Grand Canyon and about a 2.5 hour drive to the capital city of Phoenix. It is known as the gateway to the Grand Canyon because it has a very close proximity, as well as a hub for many outdoor sports such as skiing, snowboarding, and whitewater rafting. Because of its high elevation, it maintains a climate of snowy winters and mild summers, especially compared to lower elevation cities in Arizona. All of these factors make Flagstaff a great location for active tourists looking to participate in the city's culture of distance running. Uh, Flagstaff is known as a distance running mecca because it is at the perfect location for distance runners to train and visit and just overall hone their craft. The elevation is a large part of this. This is the perfect height for runners at 7,000 feet to develop enhanced endurance without posing any health risks which are associated with extremely high altitudes. It is also a naturally beautiful location with many different landscapes surrounding it for runners to explore, such as endless running trails and roads spanning the area. The city of Sedona is also nearby, which is home to the iconic Arizona Red Rock landscape. This is just a short drive away and provides ample opportunity for new running routes at a lower altitude. Additionally, the running culture is very strong in Flagstaff, with the large majority of temporary, sometimes permanent residents engaging in an active lifestyle of running or hiking, which creates a very like minded community. Flagstaff really emphasizes the live high, train low philosophy, which is basically showing that living at altitude is proven to provide benefits such as increasing the resting metabolic rate of distance runners, as well as increasing their VO2 max, oxygen carrying capacity, and enhancing their training adaptations. However, running and training at altitude is much more difficult than at sea level. So, ideally, runners will live at altitude and train at sea level, which is the live high, train low principle. And Flagstaff emphasizes this perfectly because it sits at a high altitude, but it has a very close location to other areas that are at sea level, which is just a perfect example of this training example in reality, which attracts a lot of distance runners. So, distance running has always been integral to the culture of Flagstaff, especially to the original indigenous populations of the area, such as the Navajo and the Hopi. The Navajo, for example, had a tradition where they would get up before the sun and run towards the sunrise as a way of honoring their gods. Uh, in the modern day, the city of Flagstaff acknowledges the roots of its running culture through hosting the Sacred Mountain Prayer Run, which is a way for the community to come together and emphasize Indigenous values of spiritual, emotional, and physical balance. It also allows the participants to pray for one another during the run, which is really cool and sort of brings together the aspects of distance running and native culture. So, one of the biggest effects of distance running being so popular in Flagstaff is this influx of elite athletes into Flagstaff. And so all these factors cause many Olympic runners to come to Flagstaff to both live and train, and their presence has propelled Flagstaff from a relatively unknown location to one which is recognized internationally as a place where elite athletes are created. According to the New York Times, Flagstaff has created more Olympic athletes per capita than any other city on the planet. For example, before the Tokyo Games, over 240 Olympians and Paralympians moved to Flagstaff to train at altitude. So these benefits are quite significant. So this culture that comes from elite and Olympic athletes living and training, coming to Flagstaff, spending their money there, it brings many positive benefits, such as the Northern Arizona Elite Running Club choosing Flagstaff as their home base because of this elite running and winning culture, as well as high school camps, which have made Flagstaff their home location as well, such as Project Gold and the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks cross country camps. So not only are high schoolers traveling to Flagstaff to improve at running and get the benefits of altitude training, they are also able to train alongside elite athletes and just retain these altitude benefits. So high schoolers, elite runners, recreational runners, they all flock to Flagstaff in order to um, gain these benefits from running at altitude and living at altitude, but also, and I think more importantly, is to be surrounded by this culture of just elite athletics and elite runners, which you really can't find in many other places. So all of this sort of accumulates to Flagstaff being this destination for endurance runners. So distance running has also had a positive effect on Flagstaff by providing new infrastructure, such as the Northern Arizona Elite Performance Center, which is the home base of the Northern Arizona Elite Running Club. And the center hosts group runs for the community, so attracting runners to the community, bringing runners in the community together, and once again allowing the general community to be surrounded by elite athletes on their daily runs, which is a pretty special draw. Additionally, the club is sponsored by Hoka, and this allows Hoka to sometimes present pop-up events and sort of such as like shoe try-ons where like athletes can try on the shoes, go for a quick run, just overall bringing marketing value to the area. And the Center for High Altitude Training, the Olympic site, also is situated in Flagstaff because of these altitude benefits and the notoriety of the runners in Flagstaff. And this brings continual economic growth to the city, as well as creating an invaluable marketing point through which Flagstaff has become just this location of distance running. So overall, tourism is extremely important in Flagstaff. They have, you know, they will largely rely on it for their survival with 5 million yearly visitors. This tourism largely takes the form of endurance sports, hiking, or adventure sports. And the largest employment sector in Flagstaff is service, meaning that hotels, restaurants, and stores make up a large portion, probably the largest portion of employment. And the permanent population in Flagstaff is largely blue collar, and these residents form a mutually beneficial relationship with the temporary athlete residents. They rely on each other in multiple ways. Overall, distance running has found a home in Flagstaff, which brings together runners of all ages and really just embodies the overall spirit of distance running, which is why runners continually flock there year after year, bringing their talents, their dollars, and leading just to overall these continuous benefits to Flagstaff, such as obviously bringing in money, bringing in new infrastructure, but also providing a medium through which locals can connect to Native American heritage, connect with each other, connect with the temporary population, is really just a force that brings together the town and provides innumerable benefits. Thank you for watching.